So welcome back everybody, my name's Andrew and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life. If this is your first time visiting the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoy the content, consider subscribing. We post weekly videos. So as you can see, I just hooked up to the tractor mower and I really am behind on doing some mowing. Between COVID hitting our household, a holiday weekend, and several other projects going on in the background, I am over a week behind on mowing the grass, which doesn't sound like much, but it's a tremendous amount. I'm looking at what is hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of grass seed back behind you, an extremely thick field, and it's gonna wreak havoc on my mower. So sharpening my blades is one way I can take some of the strain off of it, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna wind up burning up some belts today. It's also gonna be an extremely hot day, so this is gonna be very hard on the tractor. Running PTO like this, wound all the way up, and with all this heat. So one thing I thought I'd mention, I always like letting y'all know anytime I find a deal. Y'all know that I'm a huge DeWalt tool fan. I highly believe in DeWalt tools, and that's pretty much all I exclusively run for my cordless tools. However, I've been wanting a cordless grinder for quite some time, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on the DeWalt because they're quite expensive. So I was in Tractor Supply the other day and seen they have a new clearance section in the very back side of the store, and this Porter Cable cordless kit was sitting there. What caught my eye was the price. So this kit come with two shrouds. I like that. One fully enclosed shroud if you want to use some cut-off disc, or this open shroud for grinding. It also comes with grinding disc, some cut-off disc, a handle, a charger, cheap charger, and a battery, plus the grinder itself for $59 on clearance. I said, okay, even though I'm a huge DeWalt fan, I'm gonna get this. And what I may do, I see the adapter online for about $20 that goes into this, and I can run my DeWalt batteries on there, run some higher amperage ones, which will probably really help this out torque and speed wise. So I don't expect this to be super powerful. We're gonna try it out today, sharpening some blades. What I really want this for is if I gotta cut a bolt or a chain or a lock or something like that on the back side of the property, cut something out of a piece of equipment that's maybe wrapped up in a mower, it's so nice having a cordless one of these, especially with a cutoff wheel, to run back there and take care of that. And I actually have been running Porter Cable plug-in grinders for years and years and years. I can't kill them. They actually work quite well, but I don't expect this to have anywhere near the power or features of, say, a DeWalt XR, Milwaukee, anything like that. All right, so as y'all can see, I sharpen my mower blades with a flap disc. It takes off a decent amount of metal, but it doesn't overheat the blade and change the temper of it. If you use those heavy grit grinding wheels, you'll notice the blade pretty much overheats, discolors, and you wind up with an odd spot, odd temper in the metal. So I truly believe in flap disc. And a lot of people ask me why I don't balance my blades after I sharpen them. I have found no need after all these years of sharpening blades to do that unless I have a damaged blade. And at that point, I'm throwing it away. I tend to take even strokes off of either side. They stay plenty balanced enough. I've actually never changed a spindle once in my life or a bearing on any mowers that I've owned, and I have had one for almost 14 years. As long as you take nice even strokes, it's plenty good enough. All right, so not a crazy amount of torque or speed, but if this little battery will get through all 5 of these blades, I'll consider it a success. It's nice to not have to drag a cord out. All right, and we're off. Man, what an extremely hot and muggy day. It is so stinking hot. This mowing has got to get done. So I just finished up an episode this morning with my diesel transfer tank. Hopefully y'all watched that one. Oh man, that's just gonna make fueling this tractor so nice. And I was letting all this grass dry. So you're about to see in the field. It's hard to tell from these GoPros, but the tall stalks of the grass are probably 18 to 20, maybe 24 inches tall. And then the lower section of grass is about that tall, that thick, and just matted up. It's a bit much to be trying to mow with a finish mower, but the finish mower is really wide and cuts quicker than any other mower I own. I have a nice flail, but it's about 1.5 feet less in width than this, and I want to get this done. So I'm going to be doing a little talking along the way. I haven't made a mowing episode in a while. Figured I was burning y'all out, and then y'all got on to me one of the last live streams that said, where's the mowing videos? I will admit, a lot of times we get some pretty cool footage whenever we make these mowing videos from all the birds that are flying in. I just seen some in the field earlier, but they're gone now, and they're going to be running all around the tractor trying to pick up grasshoppers and other things that I spook up, and those are our cattle egrets. We seen our first bear ever on the property in person while mowing one day. I've even started putting my zoomable camera in here now, because you just don't ever know what you're going to catch when you're out here running around the property on these tractors. And these tractors just don't seem to spook the animals for some reason. Actually, kind of attracts a lot of animals. Don't really know why that is, other than the birds. I understand that. Also going to kick on my rear view camera, since I now have that in the tractor. And watch how close I'm getting to these pines. So nice having this camera. All right, boy, this grass is thick. So I thought I'd jump out of the tractor real quick. One other thing I want to show y'all. Y'all have asked this a lot. I'm actually shocked at how interested y'all are in the growth of our pine trees. So we planted about 6,000 pines up front on our property for tax write-offs, agricultural reasons, potential future income, and most importantly, privacy. And then we planted some rows of what's called a sand pine out here about 3 years ago, because right over there is an easement and people drive by, and we just wanted some privacy. Simple as that. So a lot of people have asked about these pines. We get asked all the time on the live stream. I thought I would show y'all. So these are 3 years old. They were, I don't know, 8-10 inches tall when I planted them, some a little taller. And look at this. 8 foot tall now. Look down this way. You just don't see how big they are on the tractor. Those down there are probably 8 foot. That one over there is 8 foot. They are getting really big. So now look, the barn is over there, the house is over there. We're quickly getting some privacy back. And these tend to hang on to their bottom limbs if you don't plant them too terribly thick. And they'll eventually grow up. We'll put a pasture fence over there here before long, a standard barbed wire fence over here, because our property goes to right there. And we'll get a nice thick barrier and privacy. Just what we were looking for. But I thought I'd show y'all this real quick, because we get asked all the time, how are these pines doing? They're doing very well. Tell you what, I've had this old North Star pump for years and years and years. It's literally went through a tornado, got slung across the yard, been baked in the sun, looks horrible. And now that I'm talking to good about it, it isn't gonna work. But this thing has saved me. I used to run it a lot on my foiler, but I've got to get my foiler running a little better. All right, so you want to know to just about make you sick? I haven't bought weed killer in over a year, and I usually buy it several boxes at a time with 2.5 gallons per box. Last year I was paying $45 for this. The year before, or 2 years before, I think I was paying $32, something like that. This is buying it directly from your big ag stores, you know, your local fertilizer, feed and seed stores that are just for farmers. That's gonna give you your best price, not going to Tractor Supply or somewhere. So I'll go in the other day to buy this jug because I ran out, and it has went up to $153 a jug. That's a heck of an increase. $45 last year, $153 this year. Y'all, we've got some bad stuff coming. So not only has fertilizer just went through the roof, but your very common herbicides like Roundup, glyphosate right here has went up over 300% since last year. You better believe we're about to start seeing that in food prices and on the shelves, because if farmers are paying several 100% markup for what it takes to make the food, you and I ultimately pay it down the road. It's just crazy. How do you see a 300% markup in 1 year? I just don't understand it. So needless to say, I'm looking it up. I used to mix it kind of heavy. We're gonna mix kind of light. Got to make this stuff last, you know what I mean? Well, there's about $50 worth of weed killer nowadays. Maybe a little less. Make you sick, make you absolutely sick. So I like to add a little anti-foamer anytime I mix up. About all we need. Anytime I mix up this stuff, because it foams so bad. All right, so since my foiler's down and out, this is how I run around and do my major spraying. Everything else I do with a 1 gallon pump sprayer. So I was just getting ready for us to go ride around and pull the game camera cards, because people love looking at the animal photos on the property. And then out of nowhere, a baby fawn just came tearing across the field, and now it keeps running up and down the road. And I'm assuming it's trying to find its mama. And I thought I might have seen a mama, but now I'm not really sure what the heck is going on. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know why it's away from its mama. I hope it wasn't being chased by a coyote. All right, well, with that said, let's fire up the Ranger, go check all the game camera cards. Need to put some corn in the feeder. It's been a little while. I'm curious to see the new life like that on the property, what kind of bears and predator activity we have going on. You just don't never know what you're going to see on these cameras. Let's go check it out. Well, I knew this was a problem from the last time I came out here. Let's get this out of the way real quick. Perfect job for my little Stihl MS-170. Always 5 pulls. It's got to be 100% humidity. I can't even begin to explain how muggy and hot it is. Just takes the breath out of you. All right, well, it's been a couple of days of work here to wrap all this up. I think I'm about to go in and get me a cold shower for the day. I'm sweating to death. After living in Florida my entire life, you just can't get used to this humidity. But we absolutely love this property. We love our place. We love sharing it with y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget, stick around right here at the end. If we have any pictures on these game camera cards, I'm sure we do, we're going to show those off right now. Catch you on the next video.